Hi, I'm Lynn Bridgeford from the Aetherbias Clinic and Aetherbias Yoga, and today in our quick and easy HIIT series, high intensity interval training, doing some periods of high, some periods of low intensity, we're going to be working the arms. So you can do it without weights, or you can grab a little weight or a can of beans, 2 cans of beans, a bottle of water, and do it at your own capabilities. So join me in a minute. Starting without weights to warm up, grip the fists together. We're just going to be going through some of the movements up to the side, lifting the elbows up, bringing the arms forwards, up and over, bringing them back, making circles, crossing over at different angles. So we're going to do that with weights. If you want to carry on without weights, it's fine. Grip the weights gently, tuck the elbows in. You can bend the knees or sit down if you want to. We're going to be working the biceps, so feel like the weights are heavier than they are. And coming down, so pull up from the floor, so feel like you're lifting a band up from the floor and down. Lifting up, and then we're going to be pulling something from the ceiling down to do the triceps. So we're going to do that faster. We're going to get the intensity for about 20 seconds. And you can slack off if you need to. Just find where you're working, biceps on the way up, triceps on the way down, keeping the core, keeping yourself stable, working in the arms, getting that intensity going. And then we're going to slow down and up, interval of doing it easy, and again down and up, and then faster. This is what we do to build up the heart rate, build up the repetitions at a high intensity so that we can start to burn fat. And then we're going slowly and up, down and up, down and up. You can do that with the legs as well, just to give a little bit more intensity. If your knees are okay and you want a little bit more heart rate with it, keep the focus in the arms. The work is in the arms. Just giving a bit of extra intensity with the legs, and then slowing down, up, down, up, down, up, and release. Bend the elbows behind you and down. Bend back and down, back and down. Going faster, we can do it with a little squat to get a bit more intensity, or just do it taking the elbows back. It's like taking the wings back and down, back, down, back. So we're working through the triceps and the biceps in opposite ways, and slow down and up, down. Our period of low intensity, and then going more intense again. Just find the pace that works for you. We want to get the benefit rather than strain ourselves. And slow down, and again, and again. Keeping the elbows in, opening the arms out. So we're going back in, keep the core straight, so we're working in the upper arm with the muscles that attach onto the shoulder blade. Again, you can bend if you want more intensity. If you can't go so far because you've got a shoulder issue, only go where you can go. Keeping the elbows tucked in, we're working the teres muscles, and slow down for a little bit. And then we're going to go more intense. Again, you can leave out the little squat bounce if you like. We're just going to get more heart rate to have more fat burning. And slow down. Bring the arms up the sides using the delts, and again we can bend just to give the intensity. I don't really like jumping too much with weights, so we'll do a bend instead. Feeling it in the deltoids, and slowing down. Lift up, down, up, down. It's a muscle at the top of the arm that lifts up to the side, and we're going faster. We can also do it with a bent arm. Make sure the spine is straight, neck in neutral. Getting the work in the deltoid at the top of the arms. Of course, we're working everything we're holding the weight with as well. And then lower intensity. And relax. Bring the arms up to the side. We're going to squeeze them together. Feel like you have something magnetic you're pushing against. We're working the pecs as they attach to the upper arm. Feel like you're pushing together, pulling apart. And we're going faster. Make sure you keep the back nice and straight. Core working. You can bring the knees into it if you want a little bit more effort in it, a little bit more heart rate, and slow down. If the legs don't work for you, just leave them out. And again. We're taking them back, and if you're able, get the right form first, and then we can do it a little faster. Bringing the legs in, keep the shoulders above the hips, knees above the toes. And the movement, we're keeping the elbows in line with the shoulders, taping the arms back, and working a muscle that goes from the arm to the shoulder blade. And slow down. Called the infraspinatus. And you go as far as you can, and we're going a little faster, a little more intense. And slow down. Bringing the arms level and bent at 90, we're going to take the hands back. This is kind of the opposite movement to what we just did. Keeping the elbow in line with the shoulders, pushing back. And we can go faster as long as you keep a good alignment. This is the subscapularis. It's a muscle under the shoulder blade that attaches to the upper arms. So when we're working with the upper arms, we're also working with the upper back, because that moves the upper arms. And again. And again. Working the supraspinatus as if you're standing in a square and you're bringing your arms up to the corner. So we can do both together, or we can do one at a time. I know it's high intensity and then low, but I want to show you the good form to start with so you keep yourself safe. Don't go too high. Arms come above 45 and back down. So we're keeping pushing in both directions, and then slowly, and again. Have the little low intensity is also a little bit of a cool down. We're teasing the heart rate, and we're going up again. And slow down. You can leave the legs out if you want to. So we're going to do rotations in the arms, a little bit like doing backstroke. So we get a little bit of a movement all the way down to the back. And we come down for 2, up for 2, down for 2, up for 2. You're going to down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and slowly slow it down. And then forwards as they're doing swimming arms, just with the elbows bent. A little rotation will go all the way through the spine. And then you can add the knees in, bend and stretch, or you can bend and stretch on each one. And then we also want to change over midway, so we're not always going up and down on the same side. And then slow down. And we're going faster again. Do whichever bend works for you. And then slow down. Bring the arms up, and we're going to swing them side to side. So we're doing that with that arm, and the same thing with the other arm. Going side to side, keeping the core strong, keeping the spine straight, and we can bend and stretch, and bend, stretch, bend, stretch, bend, stretch, bend, stretch, bend, bend, switch over, bend, stretch, stretch, bend, stretch, bend, stretch, and slow down. Lower intensity. Remember, you can ditch the weights, you can ditch the bend. Just do what works for you. Change arms. And again. Higher intensity. Change legs. Well, change the arm that goes when the leg bends, and slow down. And release. Let the arms just hang down, have a little wiggle. Let any tension just drift out through the fingers to the floor. Tucking the elbows in, we're going to work more in the forearms. So rotating is like making a circle with the edges of the weight, and we can do some bends and stretches for the intensity. Keep the elbows tucked in, and then change over which way you go with the bend. Keep the focus in the forearms and the hands, and then slow down. Bringing the arms forwards a little, you can bend them a little if you like, and we're just rotating, so we're working all the way through the forearms. So we can go a little faster if you can keep control, and you can bend and stretch if you like, as long as you keep the control in the weights, and you can go the same way or you can go opposite ways. And then slow down. And going faster. And slow down again. And just relax. Coming down on all fours, we're going to do some mini press-ups. So keeping the elbows tucked in. And then we can go faster, keep the core working so that you're not dipping in your back. Keep the neck nice and relaxed in neutral. All the work is in the arms. And slow down. Find the pace that works for you. Going high intensity for about 20 seconds. And low intensity for about 10. Going faster again. Keep breathing with it and then slow down. Sit back in pose of a child, just to stretch through the arms and the armpits, stretch through the fingers, have a little wiggle, breathe. With the hands a little wider than the shoulders and behind you, also keep the elbows tucked in. We're going to do tricep dips, so going back and push, back and push. So find out where you need to be with your hands, closer or further away. We're going faster for the intensity. All the work is in the arms. The core is working to keep the spine straight and to keep the neck in neutral. And you should feel the intensity in the back of the arms. And then we're going slowly A little bit of lower intensity. Working always with the breath and going faster again. Using the body as a weight against the floor. And slow down. Spreading the fingers and the palms through, working down into the wrists and the hand. And if that's difficult because you have an injury, you may need to place your angle differently so you take pressure off where it hurts. We want all the movements in there, but maybe not right far back, maybe forwards a bit. Find what works for you. Working through the fingers, and we're going faster. Push the floor away and come back up. Of course, we're working all the way through the arms. And because we've got the pressure on the floor, we're giving that action from the hands up through the forearms. Using that pressure, spreading the fingers and the palms, getting a good contact on the floor with the hand. And slow down. Our little low intensity period. And going faster again. You can go as low or as shallow as works for you. Everybody works in their own capabilities, so we're slowing down. You need to be where you can be, and then we move forwards from there. If you push too far, the body's going to fight back. And on the other side, finding the right angle. Get the good feeling all the way through the arms, spreading the fingers and the thumbs, palm on the floor. And get that real connection with the floor. We're going a little faster for intensity. Find the place that works for you. It might be slightly different one side to the other. We're all different, and we're all different in different parts of our body. We tend to have one-handedness and one-footedness, except in exceptional cases. Slowing down for low intensity, and then speeding up again. Make sure the work is in the arm and the core is controlling a steady movement through the spine and the neck. We want to be supple, not rigid. Life is about movement. And then slowing down again. You're going to squeeze the hands and spread them apart. Squeeze and reach out, squeeze and reach out. Now if you can go faster, we don't want to get the muscles too tired by going too fast. So make sure you still have good control. There will be a little bit of movement in the rest of the arm. Working through those fingers and palms to work in the forearms. And then going slower. If you do things with your hands, this will be easier for you. If you don't do things that involve dexterity, this might feel a bit weird. And going faster again, squeeze and stretch, squeeze and stretch. You can bend the knees as well if you want, but that's a little bit much to concentrate on. So let's just stay with the fingers and nice and slow. Keep the full stretch. The muscles are getting tired. This will also give them a little bit of recovery. We're going to turn the hands the other way, shake them out first. Squeeze and stretch. Squeeze. It's the same movement in a different angle makes it different. So we're using different muscles by putting the forearm in a different place. Squeeze and stretch. Squeeze and stretch. And slow down. And then we're going to turn the palms towards each other and do the same thing. Just notice how different it feels. Same movement with a different angle on the forearm, and it's a different use of muscles. Squeeze and stretch. Squeeze and stretch. And slow down. And shake them all out. We're going to cool down with a stretch, so bring the arm forwards, palm up, and gently stretch through the forearm, stretching through the palm as well. And the other side, keep the forearm straight up to the ceiling. Bring the arm forwards and stretch down. Again, only go as far as you can. Shake them all out. Interlink the fingers, reach forward, lift up. You can curl the knees if you like, bend the knees, curl around. So we're stretching all the way across the upper back where the arms are. Move them slightly and you stretch in a different place. Come back up, interlink the hands behind. Reach them back and down, open the heart. If it's comfortable to look up, you can. Otherwise, keep the head forwards. Tuck the shoulder blades down. Reach the arms away, give them a good shake. Bring one arm across the front. Keep your shoulders facing front, stretch through the arm. You can find different angles to stretch. And the other arm across and coming up and stretch. We can reach up and over to stretch through the triceps. Only go as far as you can. Nice stretch all the way down through into the shoulder blade. Breathe into it, change sides. If you can't get all the way, just work where you can. Keeping the chest up, shoulders down. That's just a few quick and easy, high intensity interval training exercises to get strength in your arms, which also means strength in the upper body. Thank you so much for joining me. Do everything at your own pace and enjoy the strength to embrace life with your arms. Thank you so much. Please subscribe, like, write in the comments below, and go across to my other channels. I have Instagram, Lynn Bridgeford. I have Facebook channels for the clinic, for the yoga, and interact with me on all the channels, and I would be happy to connect with you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Thank you so much.